Biscotti in Italian means twice cooked. Bis, twice or again, cotti, cooked. That's what we're going to do in today's recipe. We're going to make these beautiful biscotti. Welcome to Actually Italian. I'm Sal, and I've been living in Italy for years. I'm really excited to teach you some authentic recipes so you can cook like an Italian would. I used to work in a restaurant, and I used to bake these biscotti every day for a couple of years. So I've got a soft spot in my heart for making these, but the great thing is that you don't even have to be a baker to do it, because they just come together so quick. This is a traditional recipe from Tuscany. In fact, the real name of these is cantucci. It's not even really biscotti, because biscotti can refer to a lot of different things. In fact, cantuccio is this end piece of a loaf of bread or this. That's where the name cantucci comes from. The other beautiful thing that I love about these is how customizable they are. This original recipe from Tuscany is with almonds, but you could put pistachios, you could put hazelnuts. Actually, anise is another popular one. Whatever you want to put in it, it's really up to you. All right, let's get into the ingredients and get started. We're going to start out with the wet ingredients. So we need 2 eggs that we're going to beat into a bowl. We'll mix the dry ingredients into it after. I want to start just by lightly beating them. Then we're going to add the sugar. And I'm going to zest an orange here. I really like orange and almond together. You can use lemon, you can use neither. But I do like this kind of fresh taste that you get from the zest. I've got a little bit of almond extract. I like just a hint because we already are going to be putting almonds in this. I do like almonds, but I don't love that overpowering taste. So I'm literally just going to put like 3 drops in here. And that's it for the wet ingredients. So I'm just going to literally mix this just to bring it together. We don't need to cream this. We don't need it to be beaten for 10 minutes or anything. It's just literally just mixing it until everything's homogeneous. Okay, we've got it beaten now. I'm going to add just a small pinch of salt, and that's it. Not even like a 1/4 teaspoon, just like very little bit. At this point, I'm going to add the dry ingredients. By the way, I've got a link to the recipe with all the ingredients and preparation in the description box below. So I'm just going to literally dump it in, but I'm going to reserve like about a tablespoon just in case, because sometimes it can be a little bit sticky. So I'll want to use that to kind of flour the board a little bit. Again, we're not doing anything technical here. I'm literally just mixing this. In fact, I'm going to switch from the fork to a spatula here just to incorporate everything. I should also add the baking powder now too. So just sprinkle that in. And then once we have it all incorporated, I'm going to add the almonds. It's almost come together, and it's getting hard to mix with the spatula, so I'm going to go in with my hands. So first I'm going to add the almonds. I've got these whole with the skin on. You can have them peeled. You could have them sliced, even cut into little chunks if you like, whatever way you like. I'm just going to squish this around just to get it all evenly incorporated and have it all come together. And that's it. It came together nice, and you can see it's not like really sticking to my fingers, so just a little bit, but that's enough. I might use a little bit of flour when I roll it out, but we'll see. So now I'm just going to tip it out onto the mat and get rolling. Let's just get this out onto the mat. I've got a silicone mat here, which is optional. I just really like rolling stuff out with this because it just makes it a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is just kind of make a block out of it, and we're going to cut this in 2. We essentially need like 2 logs. You could just do this all in one piece if you wanted to, because you can make them extra long, but just for a regular size, I'm gonna roll these out in 2. I need a little bit of flour here just because it's sticking a little bit. So put some on there. I'll get some on my hands, and that's gonna make the job a lot easier. All I'm doing is rolling this out just to make like a stick there. It can be as wide as you want. Now this is about like 1.5 inches, and this is going to expand a lot when it's in the oven. So these are not going to be this small. So there's one. I'm just going to do the same with the other one. They should be about the same thickness. It doesn't matter if one's longer than the other, but they do have to be about the same thickness, so that way one doesn't cook too fast while the other one is still kind of raw. All right, so that's basically the same. I can put these on a sheet pan and get them in the oven, which I've preheated already. One thing that you have to be very careful about, because they're going to expand, they're going to come out this way. Originally I had them a little too close to the edge, so they would have puffed out and gotten stuck here. So I re-rolled them to make them a little bit smaller. So just keep that in mind when you're making these, to be wary of the size of the sheet pan. These are ready for the oven now, which I've got preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly 180 Celsius. If you're like me and you have a convection oven, they're going to need about 15 minutes. If you've got a static oven, more like 18. And we want to put these in the middle rack so they get evenly baked. These just came out of the oven, and it ended up taking 17 minutes for us in the convection oven. So just keep an eye. Basically what we're looking for is that it's still a little soft, but it's hard on the outside. It's got a crust basically. Now we need to let these cool down, not until they're cool, but just cool enough to handle, and then we're going to cut them. I let these cool down. It's been about 7 minutes or so you can see it firmed up. It's not only just, I mean, it's still pretty warm, but I can touch it, but it's also a little bit firmer, and that's going to help us cut it. If we were to cut it when this was still hot, even though it would be kind of too hot to handle, we'd risk squishing them, but this is going to make for a nice even cut. The way we want to cut it is diagonally on the bias. That's going to give us a little more surface area. They'll get nice and crispy. So we just want to use a serrated knife too, by the way, because now we need to kind of saw through it so that way it cuts nice and cleanly. Inside you can see it's cooked all the way through, but it's still a little bit soft. So by cooking it again, we're going to get it nice and crispy. I'm slicing these at about 1/2 inch thick, because when we put them back in the oven, we want them to continue baking and be crunchy without being too hard. The thicker they are, the harder they're going to be. Now I've got these sliced, so we just want to put them back on the same pan, just on their side this time. This is going to get them nice and crunchy. We'll put them back in the oven, same temperature, 350, 180, for 4 to 6 minutes. So there's no real set time. We have to keep an eye on them to make sure they don't burn, and to make sure that they do cook all the way through and get nice and crunchy. In Tuscany or other parts of Italy, this will be eaten for breakfast with a little coffee. It can also be eaten in the afternoon as a late snack with a little bit of santo, which is a sweet fortified wine that's really popular in Tuscany. My favorite way to eat it is with a cup of regular coffee, cream and 2 sugars. Even though I've got espresso all around me, great cappuccino, I still prefer my regular American coffee. All right, it's got the right crunch, it's got the right texture. I love that light flavor of the almond with that hint of orange just in the background. I think one of my favorite things about this recipe, besides the taste, besides the crunch, is the fact that in less than a half an hour, without any machines, just by hand, we've got these homemade biscotti. So I've got my breakfast all set now for the next few days. I'm gonna finish up. I'll see you on the next video.